Here's 3 ways to invent a word that people will actually use. The hardest strategy is to rename something that people already have a name for. In order to do this though, you need to have a ton of status that you can use to endow this new word with prestige. So for instance, the Norman conquest of England led to a bunch of French words replacing old English words. But unless you have plans for world domination, this first strategy might not work that well. The second strategy is a little easier, but it's still pretty hard. And this would be inventing or discovering something new and then being the first person to name it. So Apple invented the iPhone, so they obviously got to name that, and then they also popularized the abbreviation of application to app. And when they invented cool stuff like Genmojis, they got to name that too. But inventing or discovering stuff is hard, so here comes the easiest way to invent a word that catches on. And this would be inventing a name for something really niche now, but that you think will be bigger in the future. So let's say you think people will get really into VR in the future, and then they'll get sick of the real world. You could call that feeling of coming back to the real world world sickness or something. Or you could just come up with a random word like Schmebuary, although that kind of sounds like a month. Anyway, if you popularize the term early enough, people will have no choice but to use it. Because even if the term is only initially relevant to like 10 people, if 9 out of the 10 people are already using the term, then any new joiner is going to just want to go with the majority. Like what, are they going to invent their own new term, or are they just going to use the one that everybody's using already? And by doing that, they're making the majority even bigger. So if you're early enough, you might be able to get millions of people to use a stupid term like Schmebuary.